In Washington, Lindsay Duncombe begins our coverage, and it was a stunning defeat. It was a wave for the Republicans. Just how big would you characterize it, Lindsay?
Well, Democrats were bracing themselves for losses last night, but no one really expected it to be just like this. The Senate was supposed to be something that you and I were going to talk about. It might still be up for grabs with the idea of runoffs or the possibility of recounts. None of that. There is a runoff in Louisiana, but it's all very clear. This is in Republican hands. They picked up the 7 seats they need, and now they control both houses. And in the House, the seats that they're picking up are really significant. We're talking about a larger majority than they would have had in the Truman era. And it's not just there. The Democrats thought, well, at least they had some chances when it came to gubernatorial races. But they had big losses there, too, in places that you wouldn't necessarily expect them to, such as Illinois as well as Maryland. So this is a real shifting political landscape. And the question now is, can they get anything done?
Well, that is my question to you. What do we expect to see? Complicated for sure, this situation, but with the Republicans in control of all of the House now, what does it mean for Obama's remaining agenda?
Well, the question is, how far will he go to compromise? And this is something we can expect to hear a lot as politicians talk. The president at his news conference will likely talk about ways that they can work together. And we already heard from the brand new Senate Majority Leader that he's willing to compromise, that there seems to be a base understanding that these parties have to work together. Here's Mitch McConnell from last night.
Just because we have a two-party system doesn't mean we have to be in perpetual conflict. I think I've shown that to be true at critical times in the past. I hope the president gives me the chance to show it again.
Now, these are politicians, and what they say and what they do, especially when it comes to compromise, sometimes often can be different kinds of things. And there will be a number of tests we can watch to figure out just how far either of these parties are going to budge. One of those is immigration. The president has said he would go it alone on immigration reform, which is a long-standing issue in this country. Republicans opposed to that. So that will be one flashpoint to watch to see how far they can come together. But there will have to be compromise in terms of things such as judicial appointments, which need to clear the Senate. And this has consequences for the Supreme Court because there are 4 justices who are over the age of 76. It's entirely possible that in the next 2 years, one or more of those justices may have to be replaced. And looking at a GOP Senate will influence the kinds of candidates that the White House will put forward to go onto the bench.